Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a little different. I am exploring with things that I can tell you about astrology, about different energies, gemstones, chakras, and remedies that actually come from ancient cultures that can help you mitigate intensive energies. I have already posted a video about the effects that the eclipse in Aries is going to have in the 12 zodiac signs. So please make sure you listen to that. It's very detailed and I think it's a very good way to kind of explain and understand how you may be impacted by this eclipse. I have also posted another video for the Mercury retrograde that's happening in the sign of Aries in the month of April, which will be pretty much the entire month of April from the 1st to the 25th. So make sure to check that out also to see how that's going to impact your sign. Now this video is a bit different as I will introduce some remedies that could potentially decrease the intensity of the eclipse in our lives, or just increase our personal strength in facing the necessary changes that this eclipse will bring us. We can't really control the outcomes of an eclipse. Eclipses are very fated, they are very powerful. However, we have control over ourselves to do our part into mitigating the energy, potentially mitigating it, and to get some kind of positive outcome for us. And if we don't get that positive outcome now, maybe we can work on getting it in the future. Remedies come from ancient cultures, and in some countries of the world they are still being practiced. But I have listed certain activities that I recommend doing after the day of the eclipse for weeks and months, even if you feel it necessary for you to mitigate the effects of the eclipse that is making your life. For some of you, the energy will feel heavier, and so I may have spent more time on your sign than others. So if yours is shorter, please don't get mad or offended. That's because the eclipse is probably happening in a positive house for you, or it's happening in a positive aspect to your sign. Again, you don't have to do all the activities and the remedies that I have recommended. One or two should be sufficient to mitigate the intensive energy, as long as you do it with intention and with all your heart. I have also explained chakras that should be healed and aligned during this eclipse seasons for some of you that I recommend, and I think that you should be working on to help yourself in your physical body, but in the energy, but also in the energy that is around you. Now lastly, I have recommended again some gemstones to enhance the energy that I think is going to be most beneficial to you. Again, you don't have to get all of them, you don't have to get any of them. I'm just trying to help out and give you my knowledge when it comes to these gemstones and how they can be beneficial to you during this eclipse season. Now, as always, please check your charts and make sure that things go well with your planets and your configuration in your personal charts, because this is a general reading and it cannot apply just to everyone. So keeping that in mind, just take with you whatever resonates with you and leave the rest for the people that resonate for them. But other than that, let's start with the 12 zodiac signs and the remedies that I have for each of you regarding the eclipse in Aries. And again, the effects of the eclipse are not going to feel exactly intense on the day. They could be weeks after, months after, years after. So these remedies really are here for the long run. So again, take what you think is best for you and leave the rest. Now let's start. Hello dear Aries, Aries suns, moons and risings. Welcome to the eclipse in your sign remedies. You are at the start of this eclipse as it's happening in your first house. So I bet you are undergoing a lot of changes, a lot of intensive energy. I have been through that before. I myself am a Taurus rising, so I know how it feels. somewhat, because we don't have the same configuration in the sky as we did when it went through my first house. However, I do have some remedies for you, Aries, when it comes to the intensive energy that is happening in your first house. The first one that I have for you is to practice a lot of self-love, and I mean a lot of it, a lot of self-care. And that is because Venus is in your first house, and Venus rules your second house of self-worth, self-confidence, and standards. So buying beautiful things for yourself, investing on yourself, investing financially on yourself, buying gifts for yourself can really help you channel this energy in a positive way. You can really change your wardrobe at this time, buy clothes for you that make you feel sexy, beautiful, attractive, and help you tap into your Aries energy. Mercury also is the ruler of your sixth house, and any kind of investment you make on your physical body could really help you improve your physical health. You can do massages, you can get facials, do all these wonderful things for yourself that can really benefit you in your health. Mercury is transiting your first house, and that's why I'm mentioning Mercury. It's going retrograde, and so it is really putting a lot of attention in yourself. So you may really be revising a lot of things when it comes to your identity, the way how you look, your physical body, and so putting a lot of efforts on showing self-love can really help you during this eclipse season. Another recommendation that I have for you is to do a lot of physical activity. Make sure that you move your body during this eclipse. Make sure that you do yoga, running, swimming, things that really work for you. Actually, I don't recommend swimming because of the Mars and Saturn conjunction in the sign of Pisces, 12 houses away. I think you should stay away from water during this eclipse season, so scratch that. But other than that, you can do other wonderful physical activities that can really help you enhance your body, enhance the energy, and help you feel more vitalized, more enthusiastic, more energetic during this eclipse season and also afterwards, because the effects of the eclipse are not always felt on the first day, on the day of the eclipse. No, it's going to be after months, after weeks, even years. So always keep in mind to show self-love for a long time for yourself. Now, the other recommendation that I have for you is to easily accept compliments that come from others, especially because this eclipse is triggering your seventh house. These compliments that could come from other people can really help you value yourself more, increase your self-confidence, but it could also help in your relationships with other people. Now, I know that you're going to have a lot of changes when it comes to your partnerships with the axis here being activated, but just accepting compliments from other people could really help you improve that self-worth and see yourself through the eyes of others. The other recommendation that I have for you is to do a lot of I am affirmations, especially in front of the mirror, and to say them out loud, because Mercury, which is transiting your first house, is the ruler of your third house, the house of communication. So if I were an Aries, I would speak into existence the person who I want to be and what I already am. So, saying things like I am beautiful, I am attractive, I am full of energy, I am magnetic, I am brave, I am an action taker. Things like that can really be very powerful for you and can reflect in a wonderful way during this eclipse. I wish I knew this when I had the North Node in my sign, but it's okay. At least I can give this knowledge to others and help you improve your experience. Now, the other recommendation that I have for you, Aries, is to do a lot of meditation and a lot of prayer. And that's because the ruler of this eclipse, Mars, will be in your 12th house, which is the house of religion, spirituality, and just doing a lot of meditation, prayers, going to churches, mosques, things that you believe in. It could really help you bring blessings along your way. You really need the powerful forces, the higher forces, to receive wonderful blessings when it comes to this eclipse. Now, this eclipse is not going to be easy, and I want to remind you that it is supposed to help you in your life path, though, because it's happening on the North Node, it's happening on your sign. So it's going to bring drastic changes in your partnerships, in your family home, and in your career, because it's an angular house. And so you need some kind of spiritual practice, I believe, during this eclipse season and also afterwards for a few months, to be able to channel this energy in a productive way. I would also give money to people in need, immigrants, people who are isolated, the afflicted, people in prison, orphanages, things like that, because the rule of the eclipse again is in the 12th house, and the 12th house of Pisces rules over these individuals. Now I also have recommendations when it comes to gemstones that you can carry with yourself during the eclipse and also after the eclipse. One of them is carnelian, and this gemstone really helps in enhancing self-confidence, which you are amazing at already as an Aries. However, if with these eclipses triggering your house and the 7th house, in case you have doubts and you feel anxious and some kind of fear, then this gemstone can really help with self-confidence. It can help with empowerment, make you feel stronger, give you motivation, courage, and strength. I feel like this gemstone is perfect for tapping into the Aries energy that you originally are. The other gemstone that I have for you is black tourmaline, and this is specifically good for protection because, again, the ruler of the eclipse, which is your ruler, Mars, is going to be conjunction to Saturn in the 12th house, and the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies, things that we don't really see that happen behind the scenes. And Saturn could represent blockages, delays. And so black tourmaline can really help in mitigating negative energy, sucking it for you so that you don't have to suffer, potentially. But black tourmaline has a very good reputation when it comes to protection from evil eye, from negative people that don't really want the best for you. So wear black tourmaline. I recommend wearing it on your skin, to where it touches your skin, as a bracelet or as a necklace. Some people also keep it as a stone in their pocket. However, I do recommend for you to just keep it on your body, like on your skin. The other gemstone that I have for you, Aries, is unakite. I think this one balances emotions, because you might have some kind of activation in your 4th house, and the 4th house is activated because it is ruled by the moon, and the moon is going to be in the eclipse, just like the other eclipses, but also because this is happening in an angular house. So in case you have some kind of emotional challenges, built up emotions, and you want to explode in one way or the other, this gemstone can really help you balance those out, calm yourself, so that you can express yourself freely and with more calmness and soothing. The other thing that this gemstone is good for is building harmonious partnerships, whether it be in love or in business. And with the eclipse triggering your 7th house, the opposite house, you may really need some kind of support when it comes to your partnerships, to be able to still harmonize them and channel the intense energy in a positive way for yourself and also for your partnerships. Now, the other gemstone that I have for you, Aries, is the green aventurine. This one helps boost leadership qualities. It enhances motivation, and I think it's excellent for you, again, to tap into that Aries energy, to focus a lot on yourself, to embrace yourself for who you are, to be authentic and original, and to step into leadership, because that's what Aries stands for. This gemstone also helps when it comes to motivation, in case that Mars and Saturn conjunction is making you feel down, a little bit depressed and not very hopeful. So this gemstone can really help mitigate that negative energy and give you some type of motivation and support when it comes to embracing change. So this is what I have for you, Aries, when it comes to the remedies for this eclipse. I really hope the best for you, and I hope that you have wonderful blessings. Please let me know in the comments how it is going for you. I am very, very curious. I do have friends and family members that are Aries. They haven't had very big changes yet. One of them is really changing her wardrobe like 100%, but other than that, they haven't really had great changes. But I'm just curious to know if you have had changes in your life. Please let me know in the comments. I always read them. But other than that, if you liked and resonated with this video, if you appreciate my contribution to helping others, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Tauruses, Taurus suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Eclipse in Aries Remedies video. The eclipse is happening in your 12th house of hidden things, other realms, hidden enemies, foreign lands, mental health, isolation. Venus, your ruler, will also be in the 12th house during this eclipse. Some of the activities that I suggest for you, Tauruses, to do during this intense eclipse that you will have in your 12th house is meditation and spiritual practices. Regular meditation can really help calming the mind, and that's scientifically proven also. It also helps in reducing stress and anxiety and helps you connect you with your inner self. This is a powerful practice that can help you enhance self-discovery and find inner peace. The 12th house is the house of the universe, of God. And so this practice could really help you connect to that inner core of yourself that is on the more spiritual side, and help you receive some important downloads that could really serve you for the long run, but can also help you tap into other dimensions that could really empower you from the inside, given that Venus, your ruler, will be in this house during the eclipse. For others of you that are religious, you can do a lot of prayers, read scripture, go to temples, mosques, churches, to places that are either a bit isolated from the world, or to where you can go into them and feel a bit isolated from others, so that you can focus on your spirituality and the inner world. For others of you, you may get a reading from an astrologer that could really give you some important insights that are going to stay with you for the long run. It could come in the form of a serious download that sounds like a revelation somehow related to your life. For others of you, you may consult psychic professionals, people who deal with the energy, or you could simply exercise yoga. The energy in Aries is an active energy, and for you it's in the 12th house, so it's slightly different from all the other zodiac signs. However, exercising yoga really makes you active in some way, exercising your body, which is very Aries-like, and at the same time you are doing those 12th house energies, which is meditation and related to spirituality. So yoga could be an excellent way to release the intense energy of the eclipse. The second activity I suggest is doing charity and acts of kindness. The 12th house is also known as the house of karma, where we pay past life debt. And if you don't believe in past life, we simply pay debt that we have accumulated during this life. And so a way how to mitigate the bad karma, in case we have any of that, is by giving away to people when we have a very strong activity in the 12th house. And for you Tauruses, it would be especially money and clothes and other possessions, given that Venus is also going to be in the 12th house during the eclipse. Volunteering could also be a good idea. Serving people who are isolated, maybe immigrants, foreigners, and also giving away to people who are in mental institutions, in prisons, in orphanages, senior homes, individuals and people that are somehow isolated from society. And you can do this through serving, you can do this through giving things away to them, whichever works for you. The third activity for you Tauruses is daydreaming, a dream journaling. You can spend more time daydreaming when you have some heavy activity in the 12th house, because this is naturally ruled by Pisces. And You may feel safe doing that because you are generally a very grounded sign. However, with the ruler of the eclipse, Mars, being in Pisces, which is also the daydreaming sign, and the eclipse happening again in the 12th house, which is naturally ruled by Pisces, if you keep a journal about your dreams and hopes for the future, it can really help you manifest easily and potentially turn those dreams into reality. Especially with Saturn transiting your 11th house, you may already be working really hard on turning dreams into reality and working on your long-term plans and dreams and wishes for the future. However, keeping a journal related to these hopes and dreams could really help you build that hope even more, and even lay out a plan to achieve these things. If you do visualization boards, this could be a great time to revise them, since we also have Mercury going retrograde in the 12th house also for you, and even revise old ones and work on them and improve them and adjust them to whatever situation you are in, or adjust them to the month of April only, for example. For others of you, you can write a journal about the good things that have happened in your life, miracles you have experienced, things that you cannot explain on how they happen, blessings that you receive from God or the universe, because the 12th house sometimes is the house that doesn't really have an explanation. We experience miracles and things that we are not really aware about, or we can't really give an explanation to. And so this journal may give you that feeling of gratitude and awareness so that you can experience even more things similar to this in your life. The fourth activity I have for you, Tauruses, is listening to music, reading also, with the moon being in your third house ruler. It could be important to read and research about something that really interests you. It's an excellent time, especially with the activity in the 12th house, where you are hidden away from people, kind of isolated from others, and so you have the mental capacity, but also the circumstances to do some serious reading and work towards anything that really interests you. For others of you Tauruses, that would make the 5th activity. It would be good to cuddle with your pet if you have a pet, because the 12th house also activates the 6th house of pets, and that could really remove a lot of stress from you and could be a great way to channel the energy in a positive way. The other activity I have for you Tauruses is spending time in nature, and I suggest this always for you because you are the sign that rules the earth. And with this activity being the 12th house of the universe and higher forces and powers, spending time appreciating nature and being grateful for what is around you could bring more positivity and gratitude into your life. For others of you Tauruses, this 12th house is also known as the house of sacrificing. So for some of you, it could really be beneficial to even fast and stay away from overindulging into foods, especially addictions. It's an excellent time to try to, for example, give away smoking, or to give up some type of sugar craving, or any kind of addiction that you may have related to food, because Taurus rules food, and the 12th house is the house of sacrificing, giving away things, and so this could be an excellent time that could really help you remove some type of addiction if you have always intended to do so. And if you choose to do so, it could directly have an impact on your health, given that the eclipses are happening in your 12th and 6th house axis. So this could be an excellent practice for you. For others of you Tauruses, this is another activity, is practicing being attached, maybe giving away something that really means a lot to you. And I know this is super hard, given that you are Taurus, and Taurus mantra is I have, like they love their possessions, they work hard for them. However, with the 12th house also being the house of sacrifices, you can practice being detached by giving away something that you really like, that really means a lot to you. Obviously, this is not going to be the case or very easy for, many of you, but this is a practice that could bring really good karma your way, because you're giving away something that you really love, and it will come back to you in one way or another. For others of you Tauruses, another activity you can practice during this eclipse season is hiking or doing something physically demanding, but that it is in a hidden place or away from people. And I feel like an excellent place for that is mountains. Aries rules the physical activities. It has a lot of passion, determination, and stamina. And mountains are difficult places that are isolated. They're a lot related to 12th house. So doing some type of physically demanding activities such as hiking could really be beneficial to you during the eclipse season. And again, this may also affect you in the 6th house matters, and also in your physical health and your physical body, but also give you mental clarity, because the 12th house is also the house of mental health. For others of you Tauruses, it may be very important to do the opposite, which means getting enough sleep and even paying attention to dreams. If you wake up from a dream that you don't really understand, I suggest keeping notes, because this dream could give some symbols, some things that could be really important for you. I know a lot of people also keep dreams journals, so that could also be an excellent way for you to experience this eclipse. And the last one that I have for you Tauruses is wearing and especially putting in your home gemstones, with the sun being the ruler of your 4th house. And this goes to my next step of this video for remedies for you, which is the type of gemstones that would be perfect for this kind of energy, for where it is impacting you. And for you Tauruses, I have 4 recommendations. One of them is black tourmaline. This is an excellent stone for protection. The eclipse is happening in your 12th house. You have some heavy energy in this house. You have a Mercury retrograde, the Venus, your ruler, is in this house. You have Chiron here, and of course the sun and the moon and the north node, which means that there could be things that are happening behind the scenes for you Tauruses that you may not really be seeing. And this is again the house of hidden enemies. So I feel like black tourmaline could be an excellent gemstone for you Tauruses during the eclipse. Again, this is excellent for protection, and it also helps you increase self-confidence, with Venus being in the 12th house, which is your ruler. This gemstone also enhances the inner power and gives more emotional stability and support, and gives you more strength, especially with Chiron being activated during this eclipse, and maybe old wounds and past traumas coming back somehow. For you, could probably be like in the subconscious mind, not really like in the physical reality. However, this gemstone helps you be grounded and gives you more strength, so that it can bring you to the natural element of you, which is already very grounded and very earthly. The second gemstone that I have for you Tauruses is clear quartz, which helps in achieving balance, especially when you do meditations and 12th house activities, being religious, reading scripture. It helps you get some type of relief from negative energies, and it is said to give a soothing feeling and to increase intuition and relaxation, especially when you're doing, again, those 12th house activities. The third gemstone that I have for you Tauruses is amethyst. which is one of the master healer crystals, given that the eclipse is also triggering your 6th house of health and the 12th house of addictions and mental health. So amethyst could really give a potential calming feeling and balancing. And it also helps in protecting you from negative influences and other energies. But this is an excellent gemstone for feeling some type of healing, especially if you are working towards healing some type of sickness or some type of, mental trauma. The other one that I have for you, Tauruses, is the tiger eye. And it can be any color, but this gemstone brings inner strength. And the 12th house is also the house of our inner self, where we connect with our psyche, our spirituality, our inner core. And this gemstone could really bring power into your hands related to your inner world, and it enhances your abilities, your skills, and talents. This gemstone also could clear some negative energy and could even protect you from the evil eye. This gemstone also highlights integrity, which will hopefully help in case you have to deal with hidden enemies, and it could also bring you to higher vibration energy of individuals who are, around you, who can be more fair and choose the right thing, improve their integrity somehow. This gemstone also brings good luck. And the 12th house is the house of universe and other dimensions. So if you choose to do some daydreaming and meditation and keep that dream journal, then this could bring some good luck your way. And don't forget, Tauruses, within a few days after the eclipse, you're also going to have that Jupiter and Taurus conjunction in your 1st house, which is a very lucky conjunction that's happening in your sign. And so this gemstone can bring some good luck your way and really highlight the energy of this conjunction. Now you might feel the conjunction happening even before the exact day of the conjunction, which I think it was April 20. I forgot now, but around April 2021. But you may feel the blessings of this conjunction, and keeping this kind of gemstones that bring good luck into your life could really help enhance the positive energy of this eclipse. Jupiter also rules your 8th and 11th house, so the gemstone could really help you in financial matters also, given that you are a financial sign, and it may even give you more willpower and good luck. And lastly, Tauruses, the chakras that I think you may need to balance out, or that could benefit you the most if you focus on, are the crown chakra, which deals with the mystical side of you and the connection that you have with God and the universe and spirituality, and the energy of the collective in general. And the other one is the root chakra, which helps you keep a sense of groundedness and balancing. Since there is so much intense energy in your 12th house, they may take you to like some type of escapism. But working on the root chakra could really keep you grounded and down to earth. Okay, Tauruses, this is what I have for you for the remedies for this eclipse. Please take whatever resonates with you and with whatever you think you benefited listening to, and leave the rest. These are practices that I've seen that have worked on myself and other people also throughout the years, but I really hope that you benefit from them. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Geminis, Gemini suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Eclipse and Aries Remedies video. The eclipse is happening in your 11th house of social media, of friends, networks, the community, older siblings, neighbors, technology, and Mercury, your ruler, will also be in the 11th house during the eclipse, and it will be retrograde. This is happening in a positive house for you, Gemini, so I am not really worried unless you have some planets here that are within 15 to 24 degrees, then the eclipse is really going to trigger these planets and have some drastic changes happening in your life. But however, I would really try to do some positive practices that could somehow mitigate the intense energy of this eclipse. And for you, Geminis, one of the remedies that I would suggest to do during the eclipse season is to maybe join humanitarian groups and engage in service work and helping others, especially people who are different and somehow excluded from the society. For others of you, Geminis, I would try to make new friends or reach out to your old friends and try to network with them. Maybe check on how they are doing and even ask if there's a way to help them and serve them. Especially because you have Chiron in this area of your life. And I had a subscriber comment in the other video that she's a Gemini and she doesn't really have any friends, and that comment received so many likes and just made me laugh, because it's not really usual for a Gemini to struggle with friends, but it makes sense because Chiron has been transiting your 11th house for a while now, Gemini. So although it may not be at the conscious level of why this has been happening, there may be something hidden in the subconscious level when it comes to friendships. Obviously, this is not the case for all of you, but for some of you, that could be the case. There may be some kind of situation that has happened in the past to where you felt alienated from others, or like your group of friends, or somehow excluded, and it may have hurt you in the subconscious level. And so with Chiron transiting this area of your life, you're really learning how to make friends and to improve your relationships. If that's not happening in the conscious level, you might be picking up things in the subconscious level that you will really feel the most when Chiron leaves this area of your life, this house. And so this eclipse season could bring old friends into your life that you have to somehow revise some karmic situations with. And these could be tied to past lives. It could also be tied to this life, to past situations that you had with them. And I feel like for a lot of you Geminis, if you yourself go out there and reach out, with Mercury being in the 11th house during this retrograde season, if you come from yourself and reach out to your old friends and try to network with them and even revise old memories, then you might have a more pleasant experience during the eclipse. If you go back to old stories and pictures and things you used to have in common with these old friends, then it may bring some type of good feelings and potentially good karma back to you in one way or the another. For others of you Geminis, the 11th house is also the house of acquaintances. And so if you don't have any close friends, like my subscriber did, then that's totally fine, because the 11th house is the house of acquaintances. These are individuals that we are not in close connection to. They just know us and we know them. And so during this eclipse, if you choose to maybe chit chat with the cashier to where you buy your groceries, or the receptionist to where you work, this could bring some positive energy to them, could brighten up their day, but also to you. And so you can use this ability that you have to talk to others, and this intense energy that you have in the 11th house, to create some positive karma for yourself, but also to mitigate the intensity of this season. Another activity that I think could benefit you Geminis during this eclipse is setting boundaries with people, with friends, and even acquaintances, especially with the ruler of this eclipse, Mars, being in conjunction to Saturn during this eclipse. And so setting some boundaries to where you feel like they have been overstepped and not being beneficial to you could really help you overcome traumas or past traumas and heal some kinds of relationships that you may have with others. Another activity that I suggest for you Geminis is hard, but it's absolutely worth it. And that is working on forgiving others. Again, Chiron has been transiting your 11th house, and you may have been hurt here and there by your friends, your acquaintances, people who don't really know you, but they know about you, that may have caused maybe some trust issues. And this eclipse in the 11th house is also triggering your 5th house, which is naturally ruled by Leo. And Leo rules the heart. And the heart is connected to the heart chakra, which can only be healed through forgiveness, through love, through accepting, and through moving on despite other people's betrayals and disappointments. So the energy of this eclipse may help you release past traumas related to disappointments from friends, from acquaintances, for people who know you, even social media toxicity. I know that forgiving is easier said than done, but it's an excellent remedy to the intense eclipse happening in your 11th house. Another activity that I suggest for you Geminis is writing a journal about your wishes for the future. The 11th house is the house of dreams and hopes, and Mercury, your ruler, will be in this house during the eclipse. And so in retrograde, it's been spending some time here, and it will continue to spend some time here after the eclipse. And so it could be important for you Geminis to revise what dreams and hopes you have for the future. And an excellent way in doing so is by keeping a journal. You Geminis love communicating either verbally or in a written form. So journaling could be an excellent way for you to either lay out a plan or just express whatever you love, whatever you desire into the universe, into God, so that, these dreams could potentially turn into reality. And with the eclipse happening in your 11th house, you may have some serious dreams and wishes completed. And the eclipse is its effects are not going to be felt only on the day of the eclipse, but they are extended for months and years. And these practices could be very good for you not only on the day of the eclipse, but for months, for weeks, until this cycle is completed for you in the 11th house. Another activity that I have for you Geminis is maybe taking on some leadership position when it comes to a humanitarian project, a community project. I know that some of you don't have easy access to these kinds of projects, but it's a suggestion to also do so during the eclipse. Another one is to take the lead in pursuing some kind of hobby and activity together with your friends, with your community, which can also be online. It doesn't have to be in person, because the 11th house rules the online world, the technology also. Another one is to serve children. This eclipse is also triggering your 5th house of children. So maybe donating toys, children books. Books are ruled by your sign, and children is 5th house. So that could bring some good positive karma back to you. It could also be spending time with your own children, listening to them and trying to bond with them, maybe going back to old memories also with them, going back to pictures and situations and things that could really help you improve your relationship to them. Another activity for you Geminis is just being creative and spending time with yourself or with others on some creative project. This will definitely help reduce the intensity of this eclipse. And for some of you, you could even produce income and money, because the moon rules your 2nd house of finances, and the 11th house is also a house of finances. So you may receive some type of financial reward if you choose to do some creative project. It could also help in, balancing out this intense energy that's happening through this eclipse. The other one that I have for you Geminis is practicing gratitude for the people that are surrounding you. we don't really achieve everything by ourselves. There's always someone else who helps us achieve something. And so remembering these people and praying and sending blessings their way could have a boomerang effect where it brings good wishes back to you. So practicing some type of gratitude to other people, to the community, to your family also, to your friends, to just any individual that you feel like have really helped you, could be wonderful. And an example that I have is when I moved to the US, my first flight to the US, I was 19 when I moved in this country. It was my first international flight, and I was by myself, and I had these 2 huge luggages with me. And I remember when I got to the airport in the US, I had a transit. There was this man who gave me instructions on where to go and like helped me with my luggages, and I was just so happy he helped me because I was a little scared. I was young, and I know people who are younger than that have done these things too, but for me it was a first, it was a big deal. And so this person helped me so much with everything and removed so much of my stress and fears that to this day I still remember him. And like when he comes back to my mind, I just like send blessings to his way. And this is like an 11th house thing. It's not somebody that I know. He definitely does not remember me, and I don't even know his name or where he lives and things like that. But this kind of person really helped me at some point when I needed it, and it's like an 11th house kind of person. And so just remembering these kinds of people and even writing about them could bring those feelings of gratitude and release emotional intensity that could really help you, with the eclipse, and like potentially bring good things back to you in this kind of way. And the last one, the last activity I have for you Geminis, this is very random, but I've heard feeding birds is really helpful in mitigating intense energy in the 11th house. And why is that? Is because this is your 11th house, and it's naturally ruled by Aquarius, which is an air sign, and birds are animals that travel through the air. And feeding these birds could really give you some potential positive energy. Now I know this is very random, but this is what I've heard, so I'll just put it out there as a suggestion for you to potentially do it. Now this is the part of the video where I go through the gemstones that I suggest are very good for you Geminis during this eclipse season. One of them is sodalite, which is said to protect against electromagnetic smoke. And the 11th house is also the house of technology and electromagnetic waves. So this gemstone could really help you release or keep away these waves that are not healthy for any of us, but especially for you with this intensive energy in the 11th house. This gemstone also helps in releasing anger, in case you have been hurt from past friendships, children, online friends, or people that may have just like gossiped about you, that you don't really know much about them. And with this eclipse triggering that 5th house of the heart chakra, this gemstone could really help release that kind of anger that you may have towards people that again you may not be consciously aware about, or you might be consciously aware about, but it could also be in the subconscious level. Chiron will also be activated through this eclipse, and this gemstone could give some calming effect to where it helps you heal and try to move on from situations that are not serving you anymore when it comes to these areas of your life. Another gemstone that I suggest for you Geminis is amethyst, and I believe this is an excellent gemstone that gives you protection from others, especially if you are in the public eye, given that the 11th house is still a visible house for you, for your chart. Amethyst is also very helpful in gaining focus and enhancing intuition when it comes to your personal goals and dreams that you have for the future. It could give you some grounding energy to where you constructively work towards making dreams happen for you. And this gemstone could also help in removing fears and feelings of guilt that you may have, related to past situations. And it can also give you pleasant dreams if you keep it close to you while you sleep, maybe under your pillow or on your nightstand, just close to you. It has very protective energy, but also could give you pleasant dreams while you sleep. The other gemstone that I have for you Geminis is black onyx. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this helps in releasing stress and negative energy, especially in case Chiron is somehow triggered by this eclipse in your 11th house, which I'm pretty sure it will, but in case that is not a pleasant experience, then this energy helps you relieve the stress and negative energy. And if old friends or situations or past traumas come back during the Mercury retrograde also, then this gemstone could really help you ground the energy and release it. Okay, and the last gemstone that I have for you Geminis is rose quartz. I think this is a fantastic stone that helps in healing emotional wounds, childhood traumas, especially with the 5th house activation and Chiron activation also. And it really also helps you in enhancing compassion and improving friendships. It is also a good gemstone to cultivate love and to be able to express kindness freely to others. And so either keeping this gemstone for yourself during this eclipse or gifting it to somebody else, which could be your children, your friends, individuals that you feel like were not very good to you at some point, but you want to release them and improve the relationship with them, this could be an excellent gift to give out to them. Okay, Geminis, this is what I have for you. Please keep with you things that resonate with you and leave the rest. I really hope that you do any of these activities or you keep any of these gemstones during this eclipse. You don't have to do all of them. You can just do even one of them that could really help you, during the eclipse season. But I wish you all the best, all the wonderful blessings that you deserve. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Cancers, Cancer Sun, Moons, and Risings. Welcome to the Eclipse in Aries Remedies video. The eclipse for you, Cancers, is happening in your 10th house, and you may feel this eclipse very heavily, just like any other eclipse, because the moon, your ruler, is always involved. And another reason is because this eclipse is happening in an angular house for you, which means that it's affecting your career, the way how other people view you, your public persona, but also your home situation, your home environment, your family members, possessions, real estate also. And it could also have an impact on you as a person, your identity, your physical body, and also your partnerships, be it romantic or not, your collaborations and agreements with others. So for you, Cancers, you may have some massive, drastic changes happening during this eclipse. And I think it's very beneficial for you to know some remedies that can help you mitigate the intensity of this eclipse and potentially reduce any negative effects that could happen. So one activity that I suggest for you, Cancers, during this eclipse season is to give credit to other people for their work and for the efforts that they've put in your work environment, because this could somehow help you bring some type of reward and some type of acknowledgement back to you, like in a boomerang effect. Uploading for others or even going the extra mile to celebrate them could bring some positive energy towards your way, because the eclipse is happening in your career and it's a very visible house for you. But uploading others and giving credit to them could somehow bring it back to you and put you in the center of the attention during this eclipse in a positive way, for recognizing others, for making them feel happy, for acknowledging them for their efforts and their work. And this could, work in the same way back to you during the eclipse. or after, the eclipse is done, because the effects of the eclipse are felt not only during the day of the eclipse or first week and second week, they are felt for months and even years after the eclipse. A second activity that I suggest for you Cancers is to try to take on leadership roles and positions, even for the simplest things, as they may turn out more favorable than you may think. And even if you're not in the workforce, maybe you are retired or you're not working, then just taking on some type of leadership that puts you in the public eye could really bring you some kind of benefit that you are not expecting, because eclipses are unpredictable, but they could either bring in new things to your life or remove all things that are not serving you anymore. And so taking on that leadership role and owning that Aries energy of courage, bravery, and leadership could somehow bring something back to you in terms of recognition, in terms of being seen in a positive way in the public eye. Another activity that I have for you Cancers is reconnecting with leaders or authoritative figures that may have had an impact in your life, especially with Mercury already transiting this area of your life, going retrograde for a while, and it will continue to do so even after the day of the eclipse. But this could really help somehow in your career, in your public life, and also to help heal any kind of misunderstandings you may have had with these people, because Chiron, has been transiting your 10th house for a while now. And working on forgiving these individuals could also help you heal your emotional state and experience feelings of gratitude instead. This could be authoritative figures at work or authoritative figures in your own life, in your personal life. Reconnecting with them, getting into deep conversations with them could be an excellent way to mitigate the intensity of this eclipse. Another activity that I have for you Cancers is getting roses. Aries rules roses, and the 10th house is also the house of career. So if you keep a rose during the day of the eclipse, which with this video will be released, but even afterwards, the days that are after the eclipse could mitigate potential quarrels at work, or if you choose to have roses in your home because this is triggering your 4th house, it could also mitigate quarrels and fighting within the home. So maybe keeping a rose in your desk could help you. But even if you give it out to authoritative figures in your life, could also be some kind of mitigation that you can do for the intense energy that you will have with this eclipse. Another one is applying oils on your skin, which should be done in the home environment. It could help rejuvenate it, and it could also be some kind of therapeutic for you. And that's because the eclipse is opposing your 4th house, which is ruled by Libra, and Libra rules the skin, and the 4th house is the house of home for you. So if you choose to do this activity, it could help you with your health, with your physical health, but also give you some type of emotional release, because the 4th house is also the house of our emotions, is the house that's naturally ruled by you Cancers. So this could have a lot of effects within yourself, your inner world, but also in your physical body, the way how you look, in the way how other people see you, because the eclipse is happening in an angular house, so it's triggering that 1st house of your identity or of your physical body and the way how other people see you. Another activity that I have for you Cancers is moving your body. The 10th house is naturally ruled by Saturn, which rules over the skeletal system, bones and joints. So during this eclipse season, make sure you're paying attention to them by eating the right food, maybe increasing calcium intake, but without going too far, because Libra rules the kidneys, and kidneys don't want too much calcium. But anyway, you should consult with your doctor. I'm not a doctor, but having some kind of diet, some kind of food during this eclipse season that benefits your bones and joint health, or moving your body enough to where you are flexible, could really be beneficial for you during this eclipse season. Another suggestion that I have for you, Cancers, is wearing more red color clothes, especially in the public eye or at work. These could really help you with self-confidence, being courageous, even feeling sexy and focused and determined during the eclipse season. Another activity you may do, Cancers, that could bring some good karma back to you and help mitigate this intense energy could be giving credit to family members who have helped you in your journey and who have supported you in your career and how you are known in the world. This gratitude could help you improve your relationship with them, avoid some type of fights and aggravation, but also, have some kind of positivity and potentially good things coming your way when it comes to your role as a family member also. Another one could be serving your family members in one way or the other, because it could bring again good karma and release of negative past experiences, old traumas. You could help you heal in your emotional world and also psychologically. Another activity is setting natural rocks and gemstones around your house or at your desk. I will talk here in a bit what gemstones would be the most beneficial for you for Cancers, but the 10th house is naturally ruled by Saturn, which rules over rocks, and Saturn will be conjunct Mars, the ruler of the eclipse. So these rocks and gemstones can really help you balance out energy, remove negative feelings, have some protection, because you are likely going to be very visible in the eyes of other people, but could also invite more focus and pleasant experiences. But I will talk here in a minute what would be the best gemstones for you. But going back to the activities, the last one that I have for you is connecting again with family members, but the ones that have already passed away. Maybe working towards your family tree, maybe acknowledging your ancestors, lighting candles for them, or even visiting them at their grave could help you acknowledge their impact on your life and your path. And it could also bring blessings and support from them into your life through this eclipse, because again, this is triggering your 4th house of ancestry, and so you may release some type of ancestral or generational traumas and curses and challenges through this eclipse by acknowledging these individuals into your life, and also inviting them into helping you in one way or the other to cruise into your life, and receive blessings. Now, this is the part of the video when I talk about the gemstones that could be most beneficial for you, Cancers, to keep during this eclipse season. And the first one is the blue tiger's eye. I think this is an excellent gemstone for attracting wealth, stability, and prosperity. The 10th house is being activated for you. There's the house of career, your public persona, how you want to be known to the world, and it could really bring you with this intense energy that is bringing massive changes potentially to your career, also to your status and what you are known to the world. This is also a great gemstone for protection against negative energy and the evil eye, especially if you happen to be very visible, in front of others, doing things where people see you and you are the center of the attention. And so this energy also could bring in courage and extra focus and really help you tap into that Aries energy to own the intensity this eclipse is bringing into your life. The other gemstone that I have for you, Cancers, is blue sodalite. And this gemstone enhances intelligence and helps in bringing in clarity and strong intuition, especially if you have to focus a lot in your career during this time, make the right choices or on where you want to go, the people you want to interact with, your authority figures and things like that. So this gemstone brings in emotional balance, which is always necessary for you as a Cancer. But also because the eclipse is going to be conjunct Chiron in your 10th house, which is having you again explore different careers and learn from past mistakes, but also probably face and deal with some past traumas. And so this gemstone could help you in the emotional state. And the eclipse is also triggering the 4th house of emotions, a house that's naturally ruled by you Cancers. So bringing this emotional stability to you, to yourself, could help you in the way how you interact in the world, in your career, in your home environment, but also in how other people view you, and eventually, you know, it has an effect in your partnerships also. The third gemstone that I have for you, Cancers, is rose quartz. I think this is an excellent one, not only because this eclipse is happening with Chiron, but also because you have Mercury going on in this area of your life. And so in case you have to heal any emotional wounds, anything that comes back from you know, your memories, then this gemstone could really help you mitigate the active and intensive emotions you may experience during the eclipse. With the eclipse also happening in your 10th house again, the most visible house of your chart, you may have feelings that you don't really want to express in front of others. So you really have to channel these emotions in a healthy way, in a positive way, so that, you know, it's not visible to the people that you don't really want them to be visible to. So this gemstone, keeping it with you, putting it on your desk at your workplace, or just keeping it with you at home, can really give you emotional stability and even positive feelings towards others. And the last gemstone that I have for you, Cancers, is garnet. I think this is an excellent gemstone for this period, for two reasons. Because one of them, it brings joy, and it strengthens courage, which is the Aries energy. It helps you tap into that bravery and you know, strong energy that Aries has. And another reason is because it is an excellent gemstone for protection, because you may be very visible during this eclipse season, but if you're not visible, then it is very protective in your home environment in case that 4th house is triggered also. And the gemstone is the gemstone of Capricorns, which is your opposite sign, and the eclipse is happening in your angular house. So this garnet could really help you in creating some type of stability with your partnerships also, and feelings of happiness within yourself, kind of keeping that positive energy, especially with the moon being involved in the eclipse, as always with all eclipses, but it's also your ruler. So, you know, keeping those positive feelings within yourself and joy could really help you during this eclipse season. Okay, Cancers, this is what I have for you for this video. Please keep with you whatever resonates with you. For the activities that I mentioned, you don't have to do all of them. You can just do one of them or a few of them that you feel more tied to and that you feel like could benefit you the most. But I really wish that you receive some wonderful blessings and you use this intense energy of the eclipse in a positive way and with a positive outlook. But yeah, this is what I had for you. If you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Leos, Leo Sun, Moons and Risings. Welcome to your Eclipse in Aries Remedies video. The eclipse for you Leos is happening in your 9th house, which is generally seen as a positive house. It's also happening in a fellow fire sign, so the impacts of this eclipse could be quite positively for you. However, this house is the house of international travels, higher knowledge, spirituality, and of legal matters. Now, I have discussed all the effects of this eclipse in another video, so make sure to check that if you haven't yet. But this video will only be dedicated to remedies that are associated with the ninth house that could really help you decrease somehow the negative effects that the eclipse could have and create some good karma for yourself. So for you Leos, because the ninth house is the house of spirituality and higher knowledge, you might receive some good luck and good karma if you choose to visit churches, mosques, temples, if you happen to be a religious person. If you're not a religious person, then just doing spiritual practices such as meditation, yoga, just any kind of ritual that you have could really impact you and increase your spirituality and knowledge and also understanding about life, about who you are as a person and your inner world. Giving some kind of offer in these spiritual places, such as giving away something you identify with, since the sun rules your Leos, could really help you create some good karma associated with this house. You could even, light up a candle, which is a fire energy, and Aries is also a fire energy or a fire sign, and you also are as well. So lighting up a candle in these sacred places could be beneficial also. Another activity you could do, Leos, during this eclipse or the weeks and months following this eclipse could be giving out to the poor. And that's because the moon rules your 12th house. So giving out to the poor, especially to foreigners, immigrants, people that are from different backgrounds than yours, people that are less fortunate in general, and that are somehow isolated or afflicted in one way or the other. It could really help you in your personal finances, because Mercury, the ruler of the second house of finances and possessions, is also retrograde in your ninth house during this eclipse. And so if you decide to give something away to other people, it could have a boomerang effect to where it comes back to you in one way or another. The third kind of activity that I would suggest for you, it would be to take some meditation retreat or to spend some time in nature. Maybe being in a place where you can meditate, you can practice yoga, or you can do your spiritual rituals. Going on a spiritual pilgrimage to a foreign country could be like the ideal scenario for this eclipse. However, I know that many of us don't really have access to that. But if you are in a place where you can do some kind of pilgrimage, like climb a mountain to go to a sacred place, this would be ideal, would be perfect for this kind of energy in your ninth house. The other activity that I suggest for you Leos is to do a lot of writing. Writing about anything could help you channel this intense energy in a productive way. Could even help manifest things easier, because the eclipse in the ninth house is also triggering the third house for you, which is the house of writing, of communicating also. And also with the moon being part of the eclipse, which rules over your dreams and higher forces, journaling and writing about these things, about dreams and hopes for the future, could really help you manifest them and bring some potential realizations for you when it comes to these things. If you have been wanting to get into some university, then I would suggest to apply and apply and apply, because this eclipse could really bring an opportunity out of the blue for you to study at a higher education institution. And similarly, if you have always wanted to move to a foreign land, then I would recommend to look for ways on how to do that. Maybe through work or school, trying to find, to do some research associated with these things, or, talking to foreigners, to people from those lands. The eclipse could bring opportunities out of the blue also when it comes to doing international travels or moving to foreign lands. So my suggestion is to just apply and apply for visas, for study abroad programs, for work permits abroad, things like that are associated with foreign travels. Another thing I would suggest for you Leos during this eclipse season, and after the eclipse is over, for several weeks and months after it, to maybe seek spiritual gurus and mentors, or to just look for opportunities for higher knowledge, spirituality, because they may give you some positive results to where you make some kind of discovery that benefits you in expanding your horizons or your spirituality. The ninth house is also known as the house of good luck. So anything that you do for others or give to others during the eclipse in the ninth house could bring it back to you in the form of very good luck, very good opportunities, people coming your way to help you, or to just accumulate good karma for yourself. Another thing I would also advise is to choose good morals. The ninth house is the house of good morals, is naturally ruled by Jupiter. And so in case you are in front of like a tough decision, I would advise to go to, what is the best thing to do, even though it may be hard. Although this house has a reputation for being a positive house, as I mentioned, it's not always easy to have your belief systems shaken up, especially through an eclipse. So I generally suggest embracing your perspectives and researching and learning about them and finding pleasure in knowing that there is something bigger than us. Another suggestion that I have for you, Leos, is to keep gemstones near you, and one of the gemstones that I highly recommend is the blue aventurine, and that's because this gemstone gives a feeling of safety and security, especially if you feel like your belief systems are being challenged and transformed. If you are going on an international trip or moving to foreign lands, with the moon being in your 12th house, being your 12th house ruler, then this gemstone could help remove fears and give some type of comfort into facing the unknown. Blue aventurine also helps with concentration in case you are facing difficulties in any higher education institution, if you are a student, or if you are doing, simple research work on things that interest you. This gemstone also gives courage, which helps you tap into that Aries energy, and also gives you the patience to understand other people's perspectives and carefully accept them and have your understanding of life be changed by them. The other gemstone that I recommend for you, Leos, is Amazonite. This gemstone helps clear any negativity and fear, especially with the ruler of your first house coming together with the ruler of your 12th house, just like in any other eclipse for you, Leos. This gemstone gives just a calming feeling and peaceful feeling if you have to face any fears related to your spirituality. The other gemstone that I recommend for you is amethyst. The eclipse is triggering your third house of thoughts and communication, so this gemstone could really help in calming any racing thoughts that you may have. It is also excellent for spiritual protection, given that the ninth house is the house of spirituality. This also helps to get some kind of balance and help you relax so that you can get the right strength that you need to express yourself freely and in an original way, especially when it comes to your belief systems, to your knowledge, to things that matter you the most. And then the last part that I wanted to mention for you, Leos, is to focus on healing and balancing out the crown chakra during this eclipse, as the sun is your ruler. So working this chakra could help you gain mental clarity, open your mind and thought process into adapting to new things easily and absorbing new information easily, so that you can get those opportunities related to higher education, to foreign lands, foreign languages, spirituality, or just different perspectives and points of view that you may come across during the eclipse season. So this is what I have for you, Leos. I really hope you get the maximum of blessings during this eclipse. This is happening in a positive house for you. However, always keep in mind that you always have to look at the planets that are within the degrees of the impact of this eclipse. But other than that, this is what I have for you. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Virgos, Virgo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Eclipse in Aries Remedies video. The eclipse is happening on April 8th in the sign of Aries, is actually happening in your 8th house, which is the house of self-sabotaging patterns, of psychology, the mental health, transformation, shared finances, investments, and hidden things. In Vedic astrology, the 8th house is also associated with karma. So some remedies that I have for you, Virgos, include doing meditation and spiritual practices. As we know, it's already scientifically proven that meditation helps calming the mind and reducing stress, and it helps you connect with your inner self. Now, with the eclipse happening in your 8th house of mental health, of psychology, and self-sabotaging patterns, this kind of practice and activity that you can do during this eclipse could really help you focus and reduce the stress that you may have within yourself. It could also help you find inner peace and enhance self-discovery so that you can have a profound, intense inner experience during this eclipse, but potentially channel it in a positive way for you. Again, this eclipse is going to be very intense, and for you, Virgo specifically, happening in the 8th house, it could feel very heavy, especially for your mental health, psychological health. It could also have some kind of impact on your finances. It could be either positive or negative. Again, eclipses are unpredictable, and they are very intense in nature, especially this one that we're having on April 8th. However, doing some kind of remedies that I will keep mentioning in this video or introducing you to in this video could really help you mitigate this intense effect that the eclipse will have. If you decide to get some reading from an astrologer or some psychic professional, this could really help you get some kind of download and some kind of revelation when it comes to yourself, to your potential, and to your inner world. And that's because the 8th house also rules the psychic abilities and the psychic world. For others of you, I would recommend exercising yoga. The Aries sign is a sign of physical activity, and the 8th house is more on the psychological side. However, yoga could really create that connection between the two worlds. And if you don't like to do yoga and you have something better that works for you, that is perfectly fine. But doing some kind of physical activity could also help reduce the stress. Another remedy that I have for you, Virgos, is doing charity and acts of kindness. Trying to give away to people, especially money and clothes and other possessions, given that Venus is also in this house during the eclipse. And Venus is the ruler of your 2nd house of money and possessions. So giving away to people could really help you create some good karma with this transit, with this eclipse happening in the 8th house. You could also serve people who are mentally afflicted, people who are isolated, immigrants, foreigners, because the sun rules your 12th house. And the 12th house generally represents those kind of people. Also serving and giving away things to people in mental institutions, prisons, orphanages, senior homes, that could also bring some good karma your way and mitigate the intensity of the eclipse. You may also serve your friends in one way or the other, since the moon is actually the ruler of your 11th house, of friendship circles, of people who know you, of your networks also. Another recommendation that I have for you, Virgos, is to work on projects kind of privately and hidden away from the public. Otherwise, you could create some hidden enemies. And the reason for that, again, is that the sun is the ruler of your 12th house, which is the house of hidden enemies. So during this eclipse season, try to stay away from people that you know that might get jealous of you, and kind of work behind the scenes and like count your blessings, hidden from other people. Another remedy that would work for you, Virgos, is pursuing some creative skills and talents that you have, especially with Saturn being the ruler of your 5th house, which will be conjunct Mars during this eclipse, and Mars is the ruler of the eclipse. These creative abilities and creative pursuits could really have a healing effect on your psychological mind, and they could help you channel any self-sabotaging patterns you're trying to heal from in a positive and beneficial way, especially with Chiron transiting this area of your life in your 8th house for a while now. Another activity that could be beneficial for you, Virgos, is buying clothes and other possessions that enhance your sexuality and make you feel more attractive. The 8th house is the house that rules sexuality. The 2nd house is the house of possession, clothes, fashion, beauty. So the ruler of the 2nd house in your 8th house during this eclipse could really indicate that this could be an excellent time for you to enhance your sexuality and embrace it also. Embrace yourself and express yourself in a very authentic and original way, and a very bold way also, just like an Aries does. And so, you know, this could be an excellent time for you. The 8th house also rules the pelvic area and the external sexual organs, so I would recommend, you know, doing some kind of cleaning, maybe with disinfecting products, maybe with chamomile tea, or, you know, other waters that, or herbal waters that are really good for you, because, you know, you are Virgo and you rule medicine and holistic approaches also. So this could be an excellent time to do some self-care, show some self-love with, especially in this area of your body, since, you know, the 8th house rules this area. This area is also of your body is also associated with the solar plexus chakra. So I would recommend trying to stimulate this chakra and to try to unblock it. For women, maybe you could, you know, do squeezing and moving of the muscles, and then for men, maybe letting yourselves feel aroused and meditate on the pleasure that you feel while doing that. For others of you, Virgos, another activity that I recommend is maybe purifying desires, or better said, purifying lustful desires towards people that you should not feel that way. In case you do, obviously this is going to be the case for only a few of you. However, this is an excellent opportunity to clear karma when it comes to pure thoughts, and kind of, you know, remove like any kind of addiction or anything that could be stuck in your mind that is not really serving you and should really be removed, so that you can move towards, you know, the north node, which will be the direction of the eclipse. So the gemstones that I recommend for you, Virgos, are the tiger's eye, which attracts wealth and prosperity. As I mentioned in the beginning, the 8th house also rules the shared resources. The eclipse happening here is also triggering your 2nd house, which is the house of personal income. And so the ruler of your 2nd house is also Venus, which is going to be in the 8th house during the eclipse. So this gemstone could not even help in protecting your finances, but it could also somehow help in putting you in the right way of making money for yourself or through other people's money. Some of you Virgos may have some excellent opportunities to make a lot of money through investments. So this would be, you know, an excellent gemstone for that, for some good energy, for some good luck related to this aspect of your life. This also gives you grounding and stability, which kind of brings you to your own element as an earth sign. The other gemstone that I recommend for you Virgos is the black obsidian. This gemstone serves as a protection since this intense energy will be in your 8th house of the psyche, but also of hidden forces and magic. So this may help you and your energy be protected from other people, and it can help you calm the nerves and your mental health. And it can also give you some restful sleep, given that the sun is also the ruler of your 12th house. The other gemstone that I have for you, Virgos, is Amazonite, which I believe is excellent for reducing fears. The 8th house and 12th house are associated with fears and insecurities about the unknown, so this gemstone could really help in silencing those feelings and even removing self-sabotaging patterns, that you can embrace bravery and courage and tap into that Aries energy. This gemstone also helps in bringing in harmony and peace that you may need, especially with the moon that is also part of the eclipse and that rules over your friendship circles, your social media, online friends, and your network. Amazonite could bring in any soothing effects in your interactions with others and really help you silence your psychological fears and insecurities. And the last gemstone that I have for you, Virgos, is malachite. I think this gemstone could be beneficial for you, Virgos, in balancing emotions, especially in times of change. The 8th house is the house of transformation, and you may be undergoing some massive changes already that are going to transform you from within and also in the way how others view you. Especially because Mercury, your ruler, will also be retrograde during the eclipse in this house. So this gemstone can really help you in soothing these emotions and racing thoughts that you may have, so that you can approach these times of change with more courage, with more surety, and with more acceptance. Okay, Virgos, this is kind of what I had for you for the remedies. I really hope that you benefited from this video. Please keep with you whatever resonates, whatever you think is applicable to you, and leave the rest. You don't have to do all the activities or the remedies that I mentioned. You can do 1 or 2 of them, and it could I believe it could really bring blessings on your way. But other than that, please remember to show some support. If you liked and resonated with the video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Libras, Libra suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your eclipse in Aries remedies video. The eclipse that's happening in Aries is happening in your 7th house of partnerships, collaborations, agreements, and open enemies. This is also affecting you in your 1st house of identity and your physical body. Being that this eclipse is in an angular house, you Libras might also experience some changes in your home, in your family, but also in your career and public reputation. And so this video will consist of a few remedies that I recommend for you through my research and from what I've seen that has worked for people in the past with heavy activity in the 7th house. And so the first remedy that I have for you Libras is exercising and doing some physical activity with a partner. And that's because this energy is happening in Aries, which is the sign that has a lot of passion, determination, and also a lot of physical activity. You may do some workout session, you can try to stay physically active, but to do it with a partner. This way, this intense energy that's happening in your 7th house could somewhat be channeled into something more constructive. This eclipse could bring fights and quarrels for you as a couple if you are in a marriage or in a relationship, but also in business partnerships. And so channeling this intense energy into physical work could really potentially mitigate some of the negative outcomes of this eclipse. The other recommendation that I have for you Libras is exercising self-care. Although this eclipse is happening in your 7th house, which is the house of partnerships and the person that is in front of you, however, it is still triggering you Libras to somewhat stand up for yourself and fight for what you think is best for you. But you can also do this through self-care, by taking care of your physical body, by getting into saunas, which include, some heat that is very Aries-like, or any other type of routine that you follow when it comes to expressing self-love and taking care of yourself. Venus, your ruler, but also the ruler of your 8th house, will also be in the 7th house during this eclipse. And so the other recommendation that I have for you is to do a lot of meditation, because it could really help with this intense energy to potentially remove any fears, any worries, any self-sabotaging patterns you may have regarding your future and the changes that are happening within your life. If you are a religious person, then I suggest, praying a lot, reading scripture, going to temples, visiting mosques, churches, depending on what kind of religion you have. For others of you, I recommend getting readings from astrologers, consulting psychic professionals, and people who deal with energy, because they may do some type of healing when it comes to your partnerships. Chiron has been transiting your 7th house for a while now, and this eclipse is also triggering Chiron. And so you can channel the intensity of this eclipse by doing some healing energy when it comes to your partnerships and also for yourself as a person. Mercury, the ruler of your 12th house and the 9th house, will also be retrograding this area of your life during the eclipse season. So I think it would be a good idea to serve people who are less fortunate, the poor, orphans, immigrants, but in a spiritual way, in a way that you do it, to kind of cleanse your spirit and to do it like behind the scenes and hidden from the public eye. That is because, again, the 12th house rules these kinds of individuals, and the 9th house is the house of spirituality and good karma. I think that by service and care, you may create some good karma for yourself and potentially mitigate the intense energy happening in your 7th house. Another remedy that I have, which may sound a little crazy and hard to do, but even serving an open enemy that you may have in one way or the other could somehow be beneficial to you, because the 12th house is also the house of service and the 7th house is also the house of partnerships. Another recommendation that I have for you Libras, again, you don't have to do all of these. You can do some of them or just one of them that really resonates with you and you feel like you really need at this time. But the other one that I have for you is being creative, which already comes easily to you Libras, but especially doing this during the eclipse season and after the eclipse is over. I think it is important because it will help you exercise self-awareness and probably give you some personal growth related to your creativity and artistic abilities. This could really help you harness that Aries energy and cultivate a deep sense of understanding of yourself and of your partner as separate entities from each other. So when you have a clear understanding of these things, then this eclipse could even bring some healthy relationship into your life as months go by, and the effects of the eclipse slowly unfold. If you're looking to change your partnerships. I mentioned in my other video, which is totally dedicated to the effects of the eclipse in the 12 zodiac signs, so make sure you check that out in case you haven't. But I've seen a lot of people that have met the person of their life during an eclipse in the 7th house. They have been separated by an old partner and they have found a new one during an eclipse. And eclipses will have an effect for a long time. It won't be one day. It would be several weeks, months, and even years. And that's why I say that these remedies are so important, to be able to do them constantly without feeling overwhelmed, but to have them kind of like in the back of your mind to try to mitigate the intense energy that's coming your way. For some of you Libras, focusing in relationship building could also bring some beneficial efforts into your life, and that is because the energy of Aries is very direct, very determined, persuasive also, and it could really help you improve and potentially heal partnerships in your life. Again, especially with Chiron being in your 7th house. Venus, your ruler, also will be in this house during the eclipse, so you could really be the initiator of these improvements in your partnerships. As this intense energy affects you and your partnerships, you could also use the fire and the intense energy you have to inspire your partner, to kind of push them towards achieving something that they want for themselves, or the other way around, to where you serve and push yourself in a way that helps you achieve some personal goals. Another recommendation that I have for you Libras comes from the position of Venus, which is your ruler, which naturally rules the 7th house. It may really have you cultivate and strive towards, or better said, it may bring blessings your way if you cultivate and strive towards building beauty, love, and harmony, but only after embracing authenticity and bravery and courage. So I recommend staying authentic to yourself, to what your gut feelings tell you. I also recommend wearing red clothes during the eclipse, especially, or even giving roses as a gift to a partner. Roses are naturally ruled by Aries, and Venus is also the planet of gifts. For others of you, if you have quarrels at home during the eclipse, because this will be in an angular house for you, you may experience changes in your home environment, in your career also. But especially if you have quarrels at home during the eclipse, then I recommend planting roses around your house or keeping them on a vase, if you live in an apartment. If you happen to have quarrels and fights at work, then I recommend putting roses on your desk so that it can lower the intensity of fights and disagreements. Now for you Libras, when it comes to gemstones that I recommend wearing and keeping with you during and after this eclipse season, are rose quartz, and I think this gemstone could help you Libras relieve your heart from emotional pain and traumas, especially related to your partnerships and people that you collaborate with. That Chiron in your 7th house may have really pushed your buttons for a while now, so this crystal could really help you get past those traumas. I know it's easier said than done, but it could help you have a lighter heart and feel better about your partnerships and about the intensive changes it is bringing into your life. Rose quartz also invites warmth and peace, and it also invites understanding and bond deepening with others. And again, if you happen to have fights and quarrels, then this gemstone could really help soothe up, or at least get some kind of clarity and deep understanding of each other's traumas and perspectives. The other gemstone that I have for you Libras is the bloodstone. This gemstone could really help you in calming you down and revitalizing your mind to where you think and speak with focus. And it can really help you make the right decisions when it comes to your partnerships, your career and public reputation, your family, and also yourself and your identity. And the last one that I have for you Libras is amethyst. And that is in case you have to deal with open enemies and have to face some type of confrontation. This gemstone could really protect you against them and clear your mind and thoughts from negativity and toxicity. This could also help you in your partnerships to where it helps you clear your mind and remove any kind of confusion, especially with Mercury going retrograde and also Venus transiting this house, which may bring exes and people back into your life. But this gemstone could really help you give clarity and understanding for yourself on decisions that you need to make. And also, if you decide to do a lot of meditation, this amethyst, this gemstone is wonderful for focus, for stress relief, and spiritual transformation. Okay, Libras, this is kind of what I had for you for remedies for this eclipse season. I wish you all the best, and remember to show some support. If you liked and resonated with this video, please give it a like and remember to subscribe. Hello dear Scorpio, Scorpio suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Eclipse and Aries remedies video. The eclipse is happening in your 6th house of health, of service, day-to-day routine, and your job. And with this video, I am just giving some recommendations that I have when it comes to remedies of this intense eclipse that is happening for each of us. And for you Scorpios, the first remedy that I recommend doing or following during the eclipse and after is to do meditation and spiritual practices. And that is because this eclipse is also triggering the 12th house, which is the house of spirituality, of other realms, of isolation also. And meditation can really help you focus on yourself, calm the mind, reduce stress, and connect with your inner self. It can have a boomerang effect when it comes to your physical body also. As you continue to practice meditation, you can also have benefits in your health, and you can somehow have some kind of improvement. This is also a powerful practice to enhance self-discovery and to find inner peace in case you have some type of anxiety, some type of stress related to your health, related to your day-to-day job, in case you are changing jobs during this eclipse, or if you are just changing your daily routines, because this eclipse could also shake up your day-to-day life. If you are a religious person, then I recommend doing a lot of prayers, reading scriptures, going to the temple, mosques, churches, depending on your religion, and really setting intentions or spiritual intentions to where you want to be, who you want to become, and how you want this energy to be channeled in your life. For others of you, I also recommend getting readings from astrologers, people who work with energy, as you may be able to get some serious downloads when it comes to spirituality, to your life. It can also be through dreams. The second recommendation I have to you is to do charity and acts of kindness. I recommend giving away to people, especially money and clothes and other possessions, but especially to people who are somehow isolated, to immigrants also, to foreigners, people who are in hospital and somehow sick. And that is because Venus, which is the ruler of your 12th house, will also be in your 6th house during this eclipse. And Venus for you rules the 12th house of isolation, immigration, foreigners, things like that. And so you can have some benefits when it comes to your physical health if you choose to, give out to other people and somehow serve them and help them in their afflictions when it comes to sicknesses and also some kind of isolation. Giving or serving to people in orphanages, prisons, mental institutions could also be very beneficial. The other recommendation I have for you, Scorpios, is doing daydreaming and dream journaling. And that is because the ruler of the eclipse, Mars, is in Pisces. And Mars is also your old ruler, so it's 12 houses away from the eclipse. And so Pisces is also the dreaming sign, and the eclipse is happening in Pisces, like I mentioned. So keeping a journal when it comes to your dreams, doing your visualization boards, revising old ones, because Mercury is also retrograde in this area of your chart during the eclipse. So revising old ones, clarifying what hopes and dreams you have for the future, and writing them down could really help you manifest more quickly when it comes to dreams and hopes that you have for the future. If you hope to get healed from something, you can also do that through your journaling. For others of you, Scorpios, I recommend doing holistic approaches, maybe using essential oils for your body, hair, and even using them in diffusers. Another thing you could do is using herbs and teas, going for physical activities, and staying active during this time. Of course, without pushing it and within limits. Setting goals for workout sessions and for what results you want to have could really help you. It's also important to rest when needed, because this is triggering the 12th house also. So for some of you Scorpios, it could be that you need to rest more than to be active. So keep that in mind. You also have to look at your chart and also see how this is resonating for you and what you think is best for you at this moment. Another remedy that I have for you, Scorpios, is maybe giving essential oils or holistic treatments as gifts to co-workers that you may not be getting along with very well. And that is because the 6th house rules the day-to-day job, but also medicine and holistic healing. So giving out this holistic gifts to them could potentially trigger that Chiron that's transiting your 6th house and heal somewhat your relationships with coworkers that you may not be getting along with very well. The other remedy that I have for you is getting a new pet, if you like pets, which I believe is excellent for mitigating the intensity of this eclipse. One of the interpretations, again, for you Scorpios, is that you may have a new pet added or removed from your life during this eclipse. So if you decide to get a new one, that could be very beneficial for you also. The other recommendation that I have for you is to just surrender to God or the universe, depending on what you believe in, especially related to your health issues and addictions that you may have. I kind of mentioned this in the beginning, but spirituality is especially important for you Scorpios during this eclipse season, because, you know, it's triggering the 12th house, and surrendering to higher forces for things that are outside of your control could really help you attract back things that you want to yourself. And with Chiron being involved in this eclipse in your 6th house, you may really experience some type of healing that is going to be life-changing, and that will put you in the life path that you are supposed to be. Venus rules your 7th house of partnerships, so doing some kind of service for a partner is also another remedy that you may have during this, that you can use during this eclipse season. It could be a partner that is a romantic one or a business one, but serving them in one way or another could really bring good karma your way, and also bring blessings to you, and potentially mitigate the intense energy in your 6th house. Now, we can't really control the outcome of eclipses. These are just recommendations that a lot of ancient cultures have done in the past, including the country where I'm from. As I've previously mentioned, I'm from Eastern Europe, but these are recommendations that have worked for generations to mitigate intensive energy when it comes to eclipses and, you know, a lot of planets in one house, like it is our case for this eclipse. Now, the gemstones that I have for you Scorpios are the clear quartz. I think that this reinforces mental clarity and intensifies intentions. The 12th house, which is a house of daydreaming and escaping, could really benefit, could really help you stay clear and, you know, try to manifest with intention to get the things that you want out of this eclipse. The other thing is that this gemstone also gives a lot of focus, especially when you're doing prayers for healing when it comes to your 6th house matters. It also helps in achieving balance if you decide to do meditation, and also gives you relief from negative energies, because again, the 12th house is also the house of hidden enemies, so it could really give you some kind of protection when it comes to things that you don't really see and that are happening behind the scenes. This gemstone also gives a soothing feeling and increases intuition and relaxation if you're trying to heal. The other gemstone that I have for you is lapis lazuli, which I think is an excellent gemstone to improve and make your immune system stronger. It has a lot of benefits, according to a lot of astrologers and healers, and such as healing the thyroid, or helping heal the thyroid, the respiratory system. It helps in relieving general pain and inflammations. It helps in purifying the blood and lowers the blood pressure. It is also said to reduce bruising and heal skin problems. So a lot of healers prescribe this gemstone to people who deal with different, health issues, and I think it could be a good gemstone for you in case you are trying to heal from some type of sickness. The other gemstone that I have for you Scorpios is rose quartz, and that is because your old ruler Mars, which is the ruler of this eclipse, and which most likely will make you feel this eclipse a lot actually, but this Mars will be in conjunction to Saturn during this eclipse, and so I believe you may need some grounding and emotional stability. So this gemstone could really help you develop self-love and remove feelings of depression, of sadness, of blockages or stress that Saturn could be giving you during this eclipse. I also think that this gemstone is perfect for helping in realigning your chakras, and for some of you Scorpios, if you are changing your job in your work environment, then this gemstone could really help you in radiating positivity, kindness, to where you are more welcomed and accepted in case you are going in a new work environment. And the last one that I have for you Scorpios is the tiger eye, which I think brings inner strength, and especially because the 12th house is being activated, it could really bring power into your hands to when it comes to your inner world, and it could enhance your abilities, skills, and talents. Also, this gemstone really helps clear negative energy. It could also protect you from the evil eye, and again from hidden enemies with a 12th house activation. But it could also bring good luck when it comes to blessings from God and the universe, since the 12th house is also the house of the universe and other dimensions. Another thing I want to mention is that with the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction that is happening in your 7th house, you may really be lucky in something related to your partnerships, but also in your identity and who you are as a person. And Jupiter also rules your 5th house of gambling and winning through chance. So I think the tiger eye could really bring you some kind of luck when it comes to financial matters by giving you willpower and luck from the heavens and from other dimensions. Okay, Scorpios, this is what I had for you for this video. You don't have to do all the activities like I mentioned. You can do 1 or 2 of them, things that you resonate with the most. When it comes to gemstones, you can get all of them, 1 of them, 2 of them, whichever you like. But I believe that this could really help you during this eclipse season. If you liked and resonated with this video, as always, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Sagittarius, Sagittarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Eclipse and Aries Remedies video. The eclipse in April 8th is happening in your 5th house, which is actually a positive house for you Sagittariuses. The eclipse is also happening on another fellow fire sign, which is in good aspect to your sign. So I honestly think this eclipse might have a good outcome for you. But I still have a few remedies in case you have some kind of affliction in your chart related to the eclipse points. So the first remedy that I have for you, Sagittarius, is doing creative activities with your children. The eclipse is happening in the house of children, which is the 5th house, and the ruler of this eclipse is in your 4th house of home, of life, of home life, of family. So maybe spending some time with your children or just being playful around your house could really mitigate the intensity of this energy. So avoid being too serious, basically. The other remedy that I have for you is to do some kind of physical activity, especially with other people, either with your children, either with your friends or family members, because that could really help channel the intensity of this eclipse into something more constructive that could benefit you. And I mentioned children because, again, that's what rules, or the 5th house rules children, and this eclipse is also triggering your 11th house of friends. But also the ruler of the eclipse, Mars, is conjunct Saturn in your 4th house of family members. So you can do these kinds of activities or just simply take on some type of leadership role within your circle of either online friends, at home, or with your children. Another remedy that I have for you is related to your moon. The moon rules your 8th house, which is also the house of self-sabotaging patterns and our psychic abilities. So I recommend maybe creating a corner or some space at home to where you can meditate and dive into yourself, which could be quite beneficial to address and ponder and reflect on any self-sabotaging patterns that you don't want there anymore. That could really help you be realigned into your path and your purpose in this life. Another recommendation that I have for you is also doing some astrology reading that's also tied to the 8th house. You could really get some kind of downloads when it comes to spirituality, some kind of revelation when it comes to your life and your path. The other recommendation that I have for you, Sagittarius, is related to the sun. And the sun rules your 9th house, which is the house of education. And the 5th house is the house of children. So maybe giving away money or books to children may help you create some good karma for yourself and could also bring some good luck into your life, especially with the sun being the ruler of your 9th house, which is the house of good luck. and also Venus, the planet of finances and money, ruling your 6th house of health and day-to-day life. So giving money and some kind of possessions to children could really benefit you in your health, okay, in your 6th house matters, and also in your physical body, and potentially could bring some positive blessings your way. Now, the gemstones that I have for you, Sagittarius, is the first one is citrine, and I think this is an excellent gemstone that goes well with the 5th house energy of positivity, fun, and entertainment. It is said that this gemstone really helps in giving a soothing feeling, light heart, and gives you some type of joy and happiness that can make you very approachable and easy to talk to. This could be excellent if you're looking to getting into some type of romance, because the 5th house is also the house of romance. This is also good if you get to spend time with children or with family members. Since the eclipse is happening in the sign of Aries, this gemstone could also help to tap into the energy of passion, of drive, and enthusiasm, so that you can approach life and things with more excitement. The 5th house is also the house of gambling and luck, or luck through taking chances. So this gemstone could really help you in bringing some type of financial reward and gains. Keeping a citrine with you or in your home may be quite beneficial. The other one that I have for you is rubies, and rubies really enhance that 5th house energy that is associated with creativity. So carrying ruby with you can really help you increase vitality and promote creativity and artistic talents. It is also excellent when it comes to leadership abilities, and with the eclipse also triggering your 11th house, you may gain the right attention in your network or group of friends or people that you want to create some type of connection with. Ruby also helps in having strong physical health, especially if you're planning or trying to get pregnant. Ruby also gives a lot of confidence and enhances your personality so that you can appear more attractive and approachable in case you're looking for romance. Okay, Sagittarius, this is what I had for you. You had a shorter one because I really think that you most likely are going to have positive outcome out of this eclipse. You know, I've spoken in detail of the effects of this eclipse on another video. Please make sure to check that, because I don't want to repeat myself for the outcomes, but this is what I had for you when it comes to the remedies for this eclipse. So if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello dear Capricorns, Capricorn suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Eclipse and Aries remedies video. The eclipse is happening in your 4th house of home environment, of family members, ancestors, and real estate properties. So the remedies that I recommend for you Capricorns start with giving credit to family members who have helped you in your journey and who have supported you in your career and how you're known into the world. You could also serve them in one way or the other, so that way you can build some kind of happiness and like positive dynamic in your home environment, but it could also bring some type of recognition back to you, because this eclipse is also triggering your 10th house of career and public persona. Another recommendation that I have for you is maybe planting roses around your house, especially if you're having a lot of fights and quarrels during and after the eclipse. Aries rule roses. Sorry, it took me a minute. But Aries rules roses, and roses are also red. I recommend red roses to plant around your house to kind of mitigate the intense energy that you may be having in your home. In case you're having the same intensity at your workplace with this eclipse triggering your 10th house, I recommend getting some type of rose in your desk. It could be just a small one, but that could really help mitigate that intense energy in your 10th house. The other one I recommend doing is maybe wearing red around the home, or even decorating the house with a red color. That could also remove a lot of fights, to where, you know, the energy is channeled towards the Aries color instead of the Aries, in the Aries ability to fight. The other recommendation that I have for you Capricorns is maybe lighting candles for your ancestors, doing some work on your family tree, working on recognizing generational contributions into who you are today. I know that we come with baggages from our ancestors, but we also come with blessings and rewards for their work and efforts that they have done before us. So during this eclipse, it could be an excellent time to release some kind of energy when it comes to ancestral and generational traumas, especially with Chiron transiting this house for a while now. For you, you could really you could really help yourself and your family environment by honoring the ones that have come before you. The other remedy that I have for you, Capricorns, is recognizing people in your career for their work and effort, being truthful and honest to their contribution, because it may really have a boomerang effect where the attention comes back to you, especially with the Mars conjunct Saturn, and Saturn is also your ruler. The other thing that I have for you is related to the Sun. The Sun rules your 8th house, and therefore giving gifts and serving your family members may release even psychological traumas and build up good karma for yourself. The Moon rules your 7th house of partnerships, so maybe giving roses to a partner or even rubies or anything that is in the red color may mitigate drastic changes that may happen to your partnerships, given that the eclipse is happening at an angular house for you. Now, the gemstones that I recommend for you, Capricorns, are the blue tiger's eye. I think this is an excellent one when it comes to attracting wealth, stability, and prosperity, and it could really help you with this intense energy happening in your 4th house that is opposite your 10th house, which could bring changes to your career, to your status, and what you're known into the world. I know that means a lot to you, Capricorns, because you work so hard, so that's why I recommend this one as the first gemstone. But I also think that this is a great one for protection against negative energy or the evil eye, especially in case you are in the public eye, because the 10th house is the house that is the most visible in your chart. This energy could also bring in courage and extra focus when it comes to dealing with complex situations and conflicts also. The other recommendation that I have for you, Capricorns, is blue sodalite. This gemstone enhances intelligence and helps in bringing in clarity and strong intuition. This also brings in emotional balance because the eclipse conjunct Chiron in your 4th house could really bring you some intensive emotions and could break up issues that you have not really addressed in the past. Things that you want to heal from. So this gemstone could really bring in that emotional stability that you may strongly need during this eclipse and after the eclipse also. Again, with the Aries energy in your 4th house, you may come across as a bit explosive and, you know, expressing in an aggressive way all the built up emotions that you may have had in yourself. So this gemstone, the blue sodalite, can really help you channel that energy in a more constructive way, or it could help you balance this energy out. The other gemstone that I have for you is the rose quartz, and I think this is an excellent one for you Capricorns in general, and not only for this eclipse, because it has said to help with healing emotional wounds, and it also helps in cultivating compassion and improving friendships and partnerships also. And again, with the eclipse happening in your 4th house of emotions and inner world, you can also have some emotions being expressed in the 10th house of the public eye. So to avoid having unnecessary explosions of emotion in the public eye that you may regret afterwards, especially with Mercury going retrograde in your 4th house of emotions, this gemstone could really help you balance out and release the negative feelings and really heal from them. This may also improve your relationships at workplace if you carry it with you at work or on your desk. And the last gemstone that I have for you Capricorns is garnet. And this is a gemstone that brings joy and hope and strengthens courage, gives hope and trust, and helps in releasing negative energy and traumas. This gemstone is generally a gemstone that is given to Capricorns, but with the eclipse happening in an angular house for you, I feel like you may really need this kind of stability, this kind of support in your life with, you know, changes that could happen in your home, in your career, in your identity, your physical body, and also your partnerships. So this is kind of what I have for you, Capricorns, when it comes to the remedies for this eclipse. Again, the remedies are not just for the day of the eclipse, they are also for a few weeks after, especially as we leave the eclipse month and the eclipse season. But you can also practice these, you know, during several months after the eclipse if you happen to feel the intensity of these changes in your life. But this is what I have for you, and if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to show some support, give it a like, and to subscribe. Hello dear Aquariuses, Aquarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to the Eclipse in Aries Remedies video. This eclipse is all about communication for you Aquariuses, as it is happening in your third house of communication, but also because Mercury, the planet that rules communication, is also going retrograde in the third house. So the activities or remedies that I recommend for you Aquariuses during this eclipse season and also afterwards is to do a lot of writing. Writing about anything could really help you channel this intense energy in a productive way. It could also help you manifest easier, since this eclipse is triggering the third house of writing, but also because the moon rules over your sixth house and the sun rules over your seventh house. So you can write and try to manifest topics related to your health, to your job, to your day-to-day life, and also to your dream partner and what you wish to have in your partnerships. The other remedy and recommendation that I have for you Aquariuses for this eclipse and after the eclipse is to avoid gossiping at all costs, because the odds are that it may come back to you. You have all this intensive energy in your third house and also Mercury going retrograde in this house, so you may regret saying a lot of things. Therefore, I recommend avoiding gossiping. This is like the lower vibration of this house, so definitely try to avoid that. The other recommendation that I have for you will apply to some of you, and that is for the ones that are wanting to get into university, because this eclipse is triggering also the 9th house, which is the house of universities, higher education institutions, higher knowledge also. And so in case you are trying to get to some university, I would recommend to do the work and to apply, because the eclipse is happening in Aries, which is a driven sign. It's an action taking sign, so you really need to take action when it comes to making this kind of dreams for yourself come true. Similarly, if you have always wanted to move to a foreign land, then I would recommend to look for ways on how to do that. You know, maybe you can do it through work, through school, by meeting a foreigner, or by studying visas, work permits, study abroad programs, things like that. So you really have to take action when it comes to wanting to move to a foreign country. And again, that is because the eclipse is also triggering the 9th house of international travel. The other recommendation that I have for you, Aquariuses, is to do a lot of meditation and spiritual practices. And we all know that regular meditation really can help you calm the mind, reduce stress, and connect with your inner self. And I feel like meditation can really help you clear your mind again and get a lot of clarity when it comes to the way how you communicate with others, how you're connecting with them, things that you are saying, and how you're approaching to them. If you happen to be a spiritual person, then I recommend doing a lot of prayers, reading scripture, going to temples, mosques, churches, depending on what religion you are in and what you believe in. But that is because Mercury, which is transiting this area of your life, is also the ruler of your 8th house. So these practices could really benefit you at the psychological level and mitigate bad karma and also create some good karma for you instead. Venus, which rules over your 9th house of spirituality, is also transiting your 3rd house at the time of the eclipse. So you may benefit through these practices by earning more spiritual knowledge and by learning to become more humble when it comes to challenges to your belief system. For you Aquariuses, Venus, which is also transiting your 3rd house at the time of the eclipse, is also the ruler of your 4th house. So communicating with family members could be a great way to release the tension that this eclipse may give you. Now, when it comes to the chakras that I recommend for your Aquariuses to work on, is definitely the throat chakra. And you can help align and heal this chakra by making different sounds such as ah or oh, like trying to release that throat and the things that you have within you that you can release with through the throat chakra. You may also drink warm drinks, keep your throat and neck warm. You may also use gua sha to improve the lymphatic system in the throat area and also to increase blood circulation in this area to heal from any type of inflammation. Now, the gemstones that I have for you Aquariuses is the blue aventurine. I think this gemstone just gives a feeling of safety and security, especially if you feel like your belief systems are being challenged and transformed, again with the eclipse triggering your 9th house also. If you're going into an international travel or moving to a foreign land, then this gemstone can really help you remove fears and give you some kind of comfort into facing the unknown. Blue aventurine also helps with concentration in case you are facing difficulties in any higher education institution, if you are a student, or if you're doing independent research work on things that interest you. This gemstone also gives courage when it comes to tapping into that Aries energy to get the right patience and understanding of other people's perspectives and carefully accepting them and having your understanding of life be challenged or changed by them. And when I say gain patience, is because Mars will be conjunct Saturn during this eclipse. Mars is the ruler of the eclipse, and with Saturn is going to teach us, everybody, to be patient for certain things in our lives. So I feel like this gemstone can really help you build a kind of energy around yourself to where you can channel the intensity of this eclipse in a positive way. The other gemstone that I have for you is angelite, and I think this could be an excellent one if you want to express yourself freely and with originality. You're going to have a lot of intensive activity in your 3rd house. And with Aries being there and with Mercury retrograde being there, you may come across as a bit too harsh or too direct, but this gemstone could really help you in some way mitigate misunderstandings and build up anger caused by communication issues. This could also help enhance your intuition and develop your senses in a way that you understand how to connect with others. It may even help you get a glimpse of where you may be pushing too much or where you may be going too far with your communication. Now, lastly, this gemstone is actually tied more to the ruler Uranus that rules Aquarius than the eclipse itself, and that is because Uranus will come in conjunction with Jupiter, which is the planet of luck. And I feel like I should recommend a gemstone which could highlight this good luck and positivity even more for you, and that is citrine, which is excellent for attracting good luck, prosperity, abundance, wealth, and happiness. I recommend especially putting this gemstone in your house, since the conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus is going to happen in your 4th house of real estate and family life. Right now it's like 1 a.m. and I'm trying to finish this video before the 8th so that you can all have it. But anyway, this is what I had for you Aquariuses. I really hope that you like this video. Again, you don't need to do all the recommendations or the remedies that I mentioned. You can do 1 or 2 of them, whichever resonates and it comes more easy for you and you feel like it could really benefit your life at the moment. So just take what is the best for you and leave the rest. But otherwise, if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to show some support, to like it and to subscribe. Hello dear Pisces, Pisces suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Eclipse and Aries Remedies video. The eclipse is happening in your second house, which screams money, money, money. So I will start first with a chakra that I think you should focus on during and after this eclipse, and that is exactly the root chakra. You can balance out this chakra by walking in nature, and the best way would be barefoot so that you can ground yourself and get the right electrolytes circulating between you, your body and the earth, which is the most abundant creation. By doing this kind of connection between you and the earth, you may channel the energy and heal the root chakra to where you can attract more financial outcomes when it comes to the eclipse that's happening in your second house. Other ways to heal this chakra and to align it is by moving your physical body through yoga, Pilates, dancing, by going outside for a hike, or simply by walking and appreciating everything, really from the birds that are flying to the trees that are around you. I think the best way to put this chakra in the right alignment is by connecting with earth and nature, which is again the most abundant thing that exists in the world. And you, by healing the root chakra, can really attract this kind of abundance into your life, into your second house, with eclipse happening in this house for you. Now, the recommendations that I have for you, or the activities that I have for you, Pisces, the first one is tied to Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of your fourth house and is going retrograde through your second house at the time of the eclipse. Therefore, the first remedy that I have for you is to give out money or gifts to a family member. This may really help you unblock your second house to where financial blessings can come your way. You may also give gifts to your ancestors, like red flowers that will you think that might make them happy. You can just put it like next to their picture, or give it on their graveyard also, or on their grave. This may also help you release generational traumas when it comes to your finances and the way how you generate money. The second remedy that I have for you is tied to Venus. Venus rules your third house of writing and communicating, and it will also be in your second house during the eclipse. And it will also reactivate the eclipse just a few days after. So I really recommend writing or keeping a journal for yourself related to financial matters, dreams, plans, and hopes that you may have for the future when it comes to your income and how you make money. This way you can potentially manifest easier the amount of income that you want to have. The other remedy that I have for you is related to the sun. The sun rules your sixth house of service to others. And so for you, Pisces, serving others in a way to where it increases their self-worth, because the second house is the house of self-worth and standards, and even giving away money to them could have a boomerang effect to where it brings financial blessings to you, but also it helps you in having more self-confidence and self-appreciation, especially again given that the eclipse is happening in your second house. The other remedy that I have for you is related to the moon. The moon rules over your fifth house of creative abilities and artistic talents. So dwelling into a creativity and turning whatever you have in your imagination during this eclipse into something tangible could really help you unblock the second house matters and bring and increase your personal income. But it could also help with happiness and emotional joy when it comes to yourself, the way how you look at yourself, your self-worth, and also standards. The fifth house is also the house of children, so giving gifts to children could also help unblock your second house of personal income and resources. Now, the gemstones that I have for you, Pisces, are citrine. Citrine is excellent for attracting good luck, prosperity, abundance, wealth, and happiness. I think this is the perfect gemstone when it comes to making money or attracting money. I recommend keeping this gemstone in your pocket, in your wallet, purse, or places where you keep your money. This is often called as the merchant stone because of its excellent ability to attract wealth and success. This gemstone, it is also said to help with the throat chakra and improve the function of the thyroid glands. So it can also give some sense of self-confidence, of willpower, which you may need to make money and to create more cash. The other gemstone that I have for you is red jasper. I think this is an excellent one when it comes to grounding and for getting a feeling of stability. This can be incredible, especially when it comes to times where you need support. If you're feeling anxious and like feeling a little floaty. So red jasper encourages a positive attitude and really motivates you to pursue your goals with determination, which I think goes perfectly, especially with the Mars-Saturn conjunction, with Mars being the ruler of the eclipse and Saturn conjuncting it in your first house. So I think you may use this gemstone to get more grounding, to build some structures and disciplines within yourself to achieve this kind of income and personal income that you want. Now, the eclipse may also remove certain income from your life. However, with Mars and Saturn in your first house, you will have the determination to still improve your source of income. And again, it could be delayed a little bit, and I've talked in another video about the impacts that it's going to have on your zodiac sign, so I won't go into details on that because we would have to stay here all day talking about it, but make sure to check out that video because it goes into amazing details when it comes to the effects of this eclipse in your life. But however, this gemstone could really help channel this intense energy in a positive way for you. Potentially, we can't really predict eclipses, we can't control their outcome, but we can do our part when it comes to trying to get some kind of positive energy out of it. Now, the last gemstone that I have for you is pirate. I hope I pronounce it in the correct way, but this is a well-known gemstone for financial abundance, and it is often referred to as the fool's gold because of its ability to help you attract more money, quote unquote, gold for yourself. This is also a good gemstone to tune into your dynamic and excited energy and give you the drive and stamina to go after your goals. Okay, Pisces, this is what I have for you for the eclipse remedies. Again, you don't need to do all of these activities that I mentioned. You can do one or two of them, whichever resonates with you and is easier for you. And when it comes to gemstones, you can just, get one or two, whichever you want to choose for your life situation at the moment. But other than that, I wish you the best of luck. And if you like and resonated with this video, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe.